Okay, today's video is going to be about weird habits that I have as being a motorcyclist. There are some things that I do before I go out on a ride every morning, and maybe you guys are the same as me, maybe you're not. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys about the strange habits that I have. I guess you can call them superstitions or whatever you want to call them. It's like little preparation things that I do physically and mentally before I go out on a ride. Okay, so we're going to do this one on this Grom today because, well, last week when I was at work, I must have twisted my knee wrong or something like that. But anyways, it's been giving me trouble for the past couple days, and I had intended on shooting this video on my Vulcan, but I went up for a ride yesterday, and my knee was hurting pretty bad, and I would come to a stop on my Vulcan and put my foot down, and my knee just wasn't having any of it. So we're going to do this on the Grom today because, you know, it's nice and lightweight. My knee's feeling better today, but I don't want to put any additional strain on it in hopes that it'll heal nice and quick because I got to go back to work tomorrow. So I'm just going to take it easy today. Alright, weird habits and superstitions. I'm going to start this video off with the most obvious one that I know a lot of people, well, they follow, or, you know, they all do. And that's the Gremlin bell. Now, I'm not really exactly sure of the origins of the little Gremlin bell, and for those of you who don't know what a Gremlin bell is, it's a little bitty bell that people will attach to the bottom of their motorcycle. And from what I understand, it's supposed to make noise. You hang it on the lowest part of your bike, and it's supposed to make noises, and it scares off any gremlins, you know, like things that happen to your bike, like parts falling off of it, oil leaking out of it. I think it probably originated, you know, back when motorcycles used to fall apart all the time and they just weren't all that reliable. But that's the first one. I have one on each and every one of my bikes. On two of my bikes, they were purchased for me, but I have 5 motorcycles, so I had to buy the other 3 myself. Now, I don't really follow along with the whole thing of that they have to be bought for you. Even on the little card when you buy them, it says they work better when they're bought for you. I guess that's part of the lore. But the ones that I have bought for myself, I simply put them on my bikes, the other 3, because, well, my first 2 bikes had them on there, so I just kind of going with the flow. A lot of mud in the road there, that's real nice. So I just wanted to be consistent and have bells on every single one of my bikes. Now, I don't know if you guys out there have bells on your bikes. I know it's pretty common in the motorcycling world. So if you do, you know, let me know in the comments below, and maybe you can also educate me if you can by telling me the exact origin of the Gremlin bell. I guess I'm just too lazy to look it up, so whatever. Now, the next things I wanted to talk about, and these are just my habits, my pattern, if you will. I'm a creature of habit. This is the things that I do before I go out for a ride. When I get up in the morning and I decide I'm going to go for a ride, I walk out to the garage and where all my motorcycling, my riding gear is, and I, you know, start to put my riding gear on. But the way that I do it, and I've always done it, and I really didn't even notice I was doing it this way up until, oh, I don't know, I'd probably been riding for 6 to 8 months. But I noticed when I put my riding gear on, well, I wear armored shorts underneath my riding pants, and I also have armored knee guards under my riding pants. But when I go out there and I put my gear on, I always put my armored riding shorts on first, and then I always put my right knee guard on first, followed by the left one. Oh, phew. Thought I was going to get gypped on that light because I'm on my Grom. So next thing I do, I put my boots on, but here's where I switch it to the left boot first, and then my right boot. Yeah, I know I'm weird. Like I said, this is just stuff that I just kind of noticed that I was doing, and I always did it this way. So I just kind of stuck with it, you know, creature of habit. We all have habits that we just adhere to for no apparent reason whatsoever. We just do it. It's human nature, right? Or maybe it's just me. I don't think I'm the only weirdo on the planet. You're probably weird too. Alright, the next thing that I do when I get ready to go out for a ride, I've got all my gear on. When I get all my gear on, I'll walk out to the driveway where I've pulled out whichever bike that I've decided I wanted to ride. I'll put the key in it and I'll start it up and I'll set my gloves down on the tank. Either on the tank or on the seat, with the right one on top. Start the motorcycle up, and as it's sitting there shimmying, shaking back and forth and vibrating, I go back in the garage and I finish getting ready to go for my ride while the bike warms up. Now if I walk back out to the driveway and one of my gloves has fallen on the floor, on the ground, sorry, then I will put that pair of gloves back in my storage box and I will get another pair of gloves. I'm a weirdo. But to me, I feel that if my gloves hit the ground before I go on a ride, to me that's a bad luck omen. I don't know. I'm just making this shit up as I go. But it's always been that way. Done that since probably day one. I don't know if you guys are the same, but after you've done things for a long time, you just kind of notice a pattern in how you do it, so you just stick with it. Here's another instance. Some of you might do the same thing. After you take a shower, you step out of the shower, when you dry yourself off, there's like a pattern to it, right? It's like you do your hair, then you do your back, and then your butt, and then, you know, just it's a pattern to it. So you get so used to doing things the same way, you just kind of stick with it and you roll with it and you're comfortable with it. It's part of your life, you know. It's part of who you are. And I think by doing the same things over and over the same way all the time, when you forget to do something, you get that feeling that something's just really missing. It's like when you're getting up and you're going to work in the morning and you're walking out the door and you get that strange feeling like I'm forgetting something. Well, it's because you've developed a pattern for how you do things on a daily basis in your daily life. So when you do something that's out of order, you realize your mind is telling you that there's something wrong. So you start, you know, checking your pockets and looking on the bookcase for your keys and making sure that you've got everything. So to me, I think that doing things in a pattern, when I go out for a ride in the mornings on my motorcycle, if I'm doing things by a pattern, if I forget something, I'm going to get that feeling if something is off. And I will know to check and double check my props and make sure that there's nothing missing. Having good luck with the green lights this morning. I'm cool with that. Yeah, boy, really? Move your butt. Crosswalks are for chumps. See, I spoke too soon. I'm gonna hit red lights from here on out. Ugh. Pendejo. So I don't think I'm alone in, you know, the patterns that I have when I go out for a ride. I think a lot of you out there are probably the same way. Go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know what your weird and odd habits are. Things that you do just because you've always done them and you just kind of stuck with it. The last thing I'm going to mention that I do before I go on a ride every time, and I'm completely unapologetic about this, and if this offends anybody, then this is just not the right channel for you. I say a prayer before every ride I go on. I'm religious enough that I pray. I say a prayer because I think to me it helps, and I honestly do believe that when you're out riding, that you could use all the help that you can get. And so for me, saying that has become a habit, and it's something I will always do. And so far, so good. So anyways, I'm just about to my destination. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys are just as weird as I am, or if I'm all alone in this world and I might as well just, you know, crawl in the corner and be humiliated because I'm a weirdo. Anyways, thanks for watching again. Once again, thanks for everybody who subscribes to my channel, everybody who stops by and watches my videos. I really appreciate it. Ride safe, have a good day, and we will see you on the next video.